WBXO Classic Rock redefined in conjunction with Pat's Soundbites Unplugged. Great to have a friend back on our phone lines, one of the best sought after all-round musician, engineer, co-producer. You name it, he's done it in the rock and roll music world. You might not be familiar with his name, although I played a few tracks on my show. However, the rock world is certainly familiar. He sat behind the kit for bands like Whitesnake and Foreigner and Billy Idol and Ozzy Osbourne and many others. A true A-lister. Welcome again, our good friend Brian Tichy. Brian, what's going on?
Oh, man, everything's cool. Thanks for that very, very kind introduction.
No problem, man. Thank you for your time. I know you got a busy schedule going on. We chatted in December to promote Merry Tishmish, which was cool. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. We played all that during the holidays, and I don't know how you do it, man. You got such a crazy schedule doing so much, but Brian has formed an incredible rock band called Silverthorne and has released on August 12th of this year their first single titled Tear the Sky Wide Open on Golden Robot Records. So it's a great, great track. I love the song. I love the video. Let me just start from the beginning, Brian. How was the name selected? You guys meet in Colorado, Silverthorne, Colorado, or how was that selected?
Yeah, we somehow, that slipped right past us. We didn't even realize it. And we had a long list of names and didn't like all of them. And then another list, and then another list. We didn't like anything. Eventually, one of our lists went back and forth with myself and the singer Pete Shoulder, and I think he wrote Silverthorne, and I was just like, hey, what is that? And he was like, oh, it's a plant. If left unattended, it will just grow and grow and take over anything else around it. I was like, hey, it's not bad. It sounds pretty cool. Let's go with it, but let's put an E at the end, because the Silverthorne plant does not have an E at the end. I put the E at the end, thinking we're all clever, and then we find out you got Silverthorne, Colorado City, and it's a popular place, so I figure somewhere down the line we got to do a show there.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I like the name. I think the name is great, and I like the concept. That's exactly what you want to do, whether it's dead or alive. You want it to grow, and you're starting from foot bottom, working your way all the way to the top. Let's start with the band. Pete Shoulder, vocals, guitar. You got on bass Daniel Spree. Now, I've read enough now that I've read that you met Pete long ago, and Daniel's a local LA guy that you knew. So really connecting full circle with Pete, my abbreviated version, to save you a little time and energy. So go ahead and explain the whole situation if I have it right.
Oh yeah, Pete Shoulder, our singer-guitar player, was singing in a band called The Union in the UK. Featured a guitar player from a band Thunder, which they're pretty big over there. So they had this band called The Union. They were opening up for Whitesnake when I was in Whitesnake, and we were touring the UK in 2011. They were opening. So I come in the venue and I hear them playing before us, and took note that the singer sounded awesome. But that was about it. We met and stuff, but we didn't keep in touch. I was just like, that guy's killer. And fast forward a bunch of years, and he ended up becoming involved in a project that I was doing with the DeLeo brothers from Stone Temple Pilots. At the time, SDP didn't have a singer, and I'd been friends with the guys for many years, and we recorded some songs together with no vocals. Pete comes into the picture through somebody who knows somebody kind of thing. And they're like, you got to hear this guy. And it ends up, wait, that's Pete. Oh, I haven't seen him in 5 years, whatever. So we did a whole record. And, we're all excited. We had a, new band going, And ultimately, the SDP guys found the Leo Brothers found a singer they felt that could do it justice. And they had to make a decision. And they chose to move forward with SDP, basically putting our project on the back burner indefinitely. A couple months later, I called Pete, was like, let's try and let's make some lemonade with these lemons. And he came back out, and I have a studio, and we recorded, got a bunch done in a month, and that was it, man. We hit it off. And I wouldn't have done that just because he's a cool singer or whatever. It was really because through writing and recording and hanging out together, making this record, I realized he's a great guy, great singer, great guitar player, great lyricist. We're cut from the same cloth. We like all the same stuff, and what we want in our own band. So it worked. It clicked, and And there you go. So that was last year.
Yeah,
Went through a couple. So a chunk of time that ate up too much time with some manager guys. And fast forward to this year, and we hooked up with Golden Robot Records, and the single came out in the middle of August, and we got another one coming out in a few weeks.
Nah, great. I'm happy for you. It's all.
I'm sorry. I tell you the story because that's like it's kind of interesting because I've never been in that situation where you end up having your own band through another band that didn't work out, that whole kind of thing. But within that, in the beginning of this year, we got hooked up with Golden Robot Records. I called my buddy Daniel. He's a killer bass player, great guy, also cut from the same cloth, and I played him the songs and said, hey, there's not much going on right now, but we aim to get busy and get this thing rolling uphill. And he said, yeah, I dig it, let's do it. So Daniel came in the picture, no problem, and we're all out here now. Pete flew out from the UK, and we're doing some rehearsing. We got some shows coming up, so we're finally getting all our stuff in place here, make it happen.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. It's all about networking. Timing is perfect, and you definitely have a great rock sound. I love Tear the Sky Wide Open. I love the single. I love the video. It really captures the video. I guess it's like a desert canyon area. It kind of captures the vibe of the song. I'm a lyric type of guy. Not knowing the lyric, but playing the song numerous times, I kind of get a feeling of, make the right decision. Don't go down the wrong path, but you can share that with me. Solid vocals, lyrics, driving, perfect drums, strong bass line, great harmonies. The music, heavy rock sounds, some maybe soul, blues. I'm biting at the fingernails for single number 2. I know it's an EP of 5 tracks, and I think that's the way to go anymore, to be honest with you. I think you're doing the right thing. Especially, I'm a rarity to be able to play all your music, but again, I'm the small guy in the pond with the fighting against the corporations. If you want to hear the Beatles and the Stones every 5 minutes, that's great. You want to listen to new stuff, people are listening more and more to me. Here I am yapping. I'll let you talk about the video and about the song and your idea about the EP.
Yeah, the video, it ended up, we had to change our schedules on when we were actually going to get up to the top of the canyons there and film that. It was supposed to be later in the day, and my vision was, we're going to have this killer, tons of mountains and canyons behind us. We got there, we had to switch it to an earlier morning thing, so we got there, and it was way overcast, foggy and hazy and all that. And I'm like, oh man, this is not what I wanted you guys to see. And then the more we were there, and the fog didn't clear, and we just said, good, we're going for it. And then we started looking at the playbacks of some of the clips, and I'm like, wait, this is better. This just worked out even better. So yeah, I'm glad it worked out like that. And lyrically, I think that's pretty much a Pete shoulder, but I don't know exactly what it's about. But I think you're close to being on point with your description of the lyrics. And I think I hear it, and I say it's one of those like, hey man, hey kids, don't do drugs. Bad things will happen. It's one of those kind of things. It's really about anything that you let take over your life fully when it shouldn't, and you have no control over it. It's kind of like a lookout song. Look out for that stuff. You don't want to get in those positions.
There you go. No, it works for me. And everybody has a little, I'm sure, has their own little interpretation when they hear it enough. Pete, I think of Pete and his vocals, and I close my eyes and I hear a little Chris Cornell, I hear a little Paul Rogers, I hear Scott Weiman. I mean, boy, that guy is a powerhouse. Great to keep him in mind and writing that name down when you did back in the day.
Well, man, like it's like when you come across somebody like with a voice like that. And you don't, like the DeLeos, man. I heard them and they're like, wait, there's something going on here that's like pretty special. And the cooler thing is that we're actually writing together and we're cut from the similar cloth and coming from similar vibes. As opposed to it's not that. So yeah, he's got one of those voices that you hear and you go, wait a second, have I heard this before? This is kind of familiar sounding, but it's pretty badass. Man, I'm blown away because I wish I could sing like that. I'm a very, at best, half-assed singer. Like, it's nothing special. But and he's one, the greatest singers in the world. I think, they have the gift. It's just a matter of honing in on it. And some people something comes out of their voice and it's a tone, whether it's Steven Tyler's tone or Paul Rogers, or like Rod Stewart, Freddie Mercury. You're like, it was there. They just had to take it and say to themselves, this is what I want to do. I want to be this, and just hone in on their talent and a natural gift, I guess, more or less, But I think Pete has that. And speaking of that, wait till you hear the next single, because it's nothing like the first song. That's one thing that is important to us. Every song has to sound like its own. Just like when you listen to, Led Zeppelin or Queen, every song is its own entity. There's every groove, I like everything to have its own little character, every song, as opposed to some bands where, there's a flavor that they stick to and a pattern that they kind of follow. I like not having that. So the next single, man, it's a whole different trip, but man, his vocals on the next one, man, it's insane because he gives you everything, on both sides of his voice, from the lows to the highs, and it's just like, man, couldn't believe it when we wrote it. I was like, I just remember when he was coming up with ideas, going, remember that, do that, you got to stick there, and then, yeah, man, I can't wait for it to come out.
I can't wait for, EP track number 2, I think you said in November, maybe December coming out?
I think the pre-order is actually November 15th, and then the actual song, the single and video will be up November 25th. So, yeah, it's right around the corner.
And you get it, Brian, because I think it's really important when you release a song today. We live in such a visual world that you got to put out the video. That the video can go viral in a day. I mean, I'm sure Tear the Sky Wide Open, I think I read somewhere it had like 24,000, or not 24,000, it had like 20,000 hits in less than 24 hours. So I applaud you for even thinking of that. A lot of people just put out the new song, but I go, without me, and again, I'm the small guy, once you put out the video, it brings it to a whole different level. And I'm glad as you've been in all these bands before, the chemistry has to work. And certainly Pete and Daniel have the chemistry along with you, with the songwriting and the sound, and you guys are on the same goal, which I'll ask you anyway. What is the goal for Silverthorne? I mean, are you're starting from the bottom and working your way to the big arena? Do you want to open up for some of the big bands? You're starting the small gigs right now in Vegas. What's the real goal there behind everything, Brian?
The goal is to get out and prove ourselves, and if that has to be in somebody's backyard barbecue party or in a stadium, we'll take it. Wherever it is. Yeah, I want to play. That's all I want us to do. Last night was the first time since pre-summer that the three of us got together. We all met at the Ronnie James Dio bowling charity event here in I guess in the Valley in LA. So we got together. We're rehearsing tonight and stuff, but we're all there. And by the way, my team took first place last night. So I got to go home with a little a nice trophy, man. And it was because I'm pretty damn competitive when it comes to sports, and I'm not a sports guy, but I do love sports. I just don't follow many sports at all, except for like UFC stuff. But man, as soon as we started looking pretty good, I was just getting more and more excited. So we took it, psyched about that, and yeah, we're sitting there talking and just getting excited about what the show's coming up, and yeah, we're a baby band at the bottom of the hill, and we have no the ideas of just because we think we're good and just because we've heard some nice comments about our single or whatever. It is what it is, and it's cool in its little world. But man, there's nothing easy about starting a new band. Regardless of how good you are, just the whole process, like it's completely daunting, and you can't let it get the best of you. You just have to stay confident and believe that you have something that's worthwhile, and just be smart about it, man. And hopefully everybody that's around you at the label and that's supposed to do what they do their thing, you do your thing, and and just keep it out there. But man, there's no formula I know of to make it happen one way or the other. I just know that we have something good, and we just got to get out and prove ourselves. And yeah, hopefully through some connections and who knows, whoever, agents, managers, all that stuff that's coming up, you get you in those good positions where you can play in front of bigger bands, and hopefully their fans are into what you're doing, and you take it from there, and that's it, man. But we're just like, really just like three rock dudes that like playing this kind of music, and we want to throw down live, and that's it.
Well, it's got to start somewhere. Brian, would you think, you've been doing this for 20-something years plus, I'm sure, and playing with all these, the bigger bands, and now you're to a point where, and I know you're doing different sessions still. People are calling you left and right, and I'm not sure if you're still doing the lessons online via Skype or not, but is this, it's time for you to be in one band and just go with it and see where it goes?
Well, yeah, honestly, that's all I ever really wanted, and I don't know. I don't know if it's. I think that's pretty much what it is for all of us. When you're a kid and you get into music, you get into an instrument, and you're getting into your favorite bands and digging into all that stuff. It's like that whole world of whether it was Kiss or Zeppelin or Queen or whatever. You're like, geez, these guys are rock stars. I can't even imagine like what it's like to have that experience. That's all I ever really wanted was just my own band and to get it to a place where you're associated with that band and your life's work is really to be in that band and be the drummer, write your songs and that's the focus. That's all I wanted. But my path went differently. I got opportunities to join up with other people, and that leads to that led to other stuff. Playing in some notable bands and bands that I grew up listening to and learning how to play from. So that's all cool. But yeah, if this could be 100% full time, I'd be more than happy with that. If this band can sustain on its own, I am beyond psyched.
Well, there you go. And then you don't have to worry about the phone ringing or not and where you got to go. The paycheck is constant. And I think you learn from all the experience. I mean, look at the opportunities that you have that you can take back with you. I mean, even though I know you went to Berkeley College of Music in Boston, there's nothing like being part of it. So you've got all this experience, and finally it's coming through fruition with this band. Any other projects I can help promote for you?
Man, this is the one. This is it, Silverthorne. That's really it, man. Anything else? I was in Japan for 4 months playing with this band, Bees. They're like Japan's biggest rock band. I've worked with them in the studio for many, many years here and there on a bunch of the records. But that was pretty much the center of my year's work there. And as I knew when I got home, it was about making Silverthorne happen. So that's it, yeah.
We still doing the speed bag thing, I hope?
Yeah, oh yeah, man. I actually, the coolest thing about playing in a band that plays arenas all over Japan is I had my wife send out my speed bag. She FedExed that stuff out, and the Bees crew literally set my speed bag every day up underneath the stage because there was like, you could like walk under the stage, it's their arena stage and all that. So they set me up in my little speed bag world every day. So we get there in the afternoon and I'd be like, that'd be my hangout, just hanging out speed bag until the show.
That's great. And I know you were with the NAMM thing doing the Bonzo Bash. Is that something that has become maybe an annual thing for you? I know you were like the lead of it. Yeah, it was my little idea back in 2010, and it's been pretty consistent. But honestly, if I was doing that, you got to start in October. You have to get those wheels rolling in October for the show at NAMM, which is always like late January. And it's a lot of work, it's a lot of focus, a lot of like dotting the I's and crossing the T's. You just got to pay attention to every detail. It takes up a lot of time. I don't this year. If I'm really going to try and make an original band that's sitting at the bottom of the hill, a little baby band happen, I need to put the time into this. I have to dedicate to this, and to do a Bonzo Bash or Randy Rhoads Remembered right now, it just takes up. Literally, there's been years when I had to pass up work, like just sessions and stuff. Like I cannot fit in a session today or whatever this week because I'm too inundated with everything I'm doing, get those shows prepped. So we might have a little year off this time. Well, that's fine. Hey, look, you paid your dues more than enough, and you did the right thing doing the Remembering Randy Rhoads and all that. So, hey, the band is called Silverthorne. We're going to play the track on my show on Sunday. We're going to keep playing it and throw it into the rotation. Go check out their website, silverthorneband.com. They're on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Brian, I hope you enjoyed the chat as much as I have. I hope to maybe get to see you at a live gig out here in the Northeast or in New York. Whatever we need to do.
I hope so. I definitely hope we're over there. Can't wait to play over there, for sure.
All right, my man. Well, thank you again for your time today.
Thanks a lot, man. Good talking to you.
All right, Brian Tichy on WBXO. We're classic rock and we're redefined.